I'm personally going to answer this question. Can you make full-time income on Uber Eats, you know what I'm saying, in New York City? Now, I'm only going to talk about New York City. I don't know about any other state, you feel me? Like, I'm a New Yorker. I've been born and raised out here all my life, so. Definitive answer has to be yes, you can. Depending on the marketplace, depending where you live at. I'm only talking about the 5 boroughs of New York. Now, if you have a car, I recommend just going to Long Island because Long Island, you can clock in whenever, and it's the suburbs. You're not worried about your car being stolen too much. You know what I'm saying? Now, the main con that a lot of people like to complain about is, people don't tip too often, which is true. Not a lot of people tip. The economy is rough, but hey, if you're making the base pay, that means you're still fighting the economy one way. Like your average tip is going to be about $3. It's only going to be like once in a while though. Then the next best would be like $5 tip. This one wasn't too bad though. It only took me like 10 minutes. But you will get lucky and run into a $21 tip. You feel me? It took me like almost half an hour to do it. It was like very far. It was like 6 miles. The 1.5 was one of the orders that I had to go to. But the only downside if you're a New Yorker in the 5 boroughs, you have to schedule yourself, you're going to start off with 5 hours a week. How I broke off of it and got more hours is literally just keep your acceptance rate to like 50% or above. That's kind of how I did it. And, try to be prepared for a lot of orders. Get yourself a cup holder and, hot bag, pizza bag, all that. You know what I'm saying? Some of the stuff I don't have, but I still make it work. But another downside is people love ordering from so far away. You feel me? So that's why us drivers are kind of picky, when it comes to dollar per mile and stuff. My ideal is at least $2.50 a mile, especially if it's going to waste my juice on my bike. My time has to be worth it. This is what I'm talking about. Like, if you're not on the clock, it will just say try and move into a busier area or some shit and keep hitting that thing until it lets you clock in, which I have been doing whenever I'm not on the schedule. I have it, schedules tomorrow on Monday, which is gonna be a lot easier. The only 2 boroughs that are the really best to do deliveries, Brooklyn and Manhattan. Queens, I try to avoid Queens. It sends you far, far away. There's not a lot of restaurants in Queens, unless you're in Steinway, maybe. Steinway's okay, but Queens doesn't get the money. People are cheap. Bronx, dangerous. I avoid the Bronx completely. Staten Island, we're not even gonna talk about Staten Island. But Brooklyn and Manhattan is money central, like during lunch, dinner time and shit. And you have to be flexible. That's just my biggest tip to like new drivers, or people that have been doing it for a while. You have to be very flexible to the point where, like you gotta wake up early in the morning sometimes, or sometimes you might be up very late at night just to make a little, a little profit. You know what I'm saying? Depending on the marketplace. Typically me, I kind of just go by the flow in my week. Sometimes I'll do it in the morning, but most of the time in the morning I'm in the gym. So I use my time in that way. But summary, yes, you can make money on Uber if you have a bike or moped. Really good, reliable transportation, hot bag. It's not too much to start. Portable charger also you need that. Phone mount to put it on your bike or moped and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna tag a couple people down below that I fuck with. That I kind of learn from. You know what I'm saying? And you guys can kind of go from there. Take it from a 24-year-old that lives by himself with a part-time job at McDonald's that's making more money than a lot of crew members at McDonald's. You feel me? I'm not trying to sound cocky or nothing, because I still gotta survive. I still gotta eat and buy food and shit, and do laundry and pay my light bill and shit. So it is possible. It's possible to mix that up and another job too. All right, now here is my ratings. You feel me? I've done 1,100 deliveries. I've been on it since I was 18 for 6 years. It's about 47 right now. It's like pretty average. 38% cancellation rate. It's like very low for me. It's usually really high. Now, 97, it's been high for, this whole time. And on time rate, I'm always, on time. You know what I'm saying? Despite it, I'm always late at McDonald's.